Hello friends, welcome back to a brand new video. Wolverhampton Wanderers are not doing all too well at the moment. They're currently managerless and they are going from poor result to poor result. They don't have anyone at the top steadying the ship, and to be honest with you, it's going from bad to worse. They're not scoring goals and they're conceding. They're not looking like they have an idea on what formation or how to play a specific brand or type of football. They seem to be caught between two different styles, and I don't think they have anyone at the club at the moment who is able to tell them how they should play and what way they should be going forwards. They're currently looking at managers because obviously they don't have one, and when you look at the contenders, it's not really bringing anything to light. Lopetegui was one of the major candidates, and I believe that Wolves were actually scouting him and wanting him to join the club, but obviously because of family matters and personal reasons he decided not to. Going forwards away from that, a lot of the other managerial contenders for this Wolverhampton Wanderers job are not too inspiring. We look at it, and currently what I read recently was that Wolves were actually considering rehiring Nuno Espírito Santo. This is a strange one for me because I don't actually think any of the problems that Nuno experienced when he was at the club have actually gotten better or gone away. I actually think they've gotten worse under Bruno Lage's tenure, and bringing Nuno back in to try and fix those same problems seems a little counterintuitive. When we look at what Wolves are doing, they are defensively very good, which is what they were under Nuno. They are failing to be able to make the transition between midfield and attack, which is what they were under Nuno. They're failing to get their flair players into the game and making sure that they have enough creative attacking opportunities to be able to score enough goals. Their XG is just down by the floor, and they are struggling to get players like Goncalo Guedes, Pedro Neto, Daniel Podence. They're struggling to get all these players into the game. Let's not forget as well that they're failing to get a striker into those positions. Diego Costa, I do not think, is going to be the out-and-out answer for the latter stages of the Premier League because he's just too old. Raul Jimenez has clearly been knocked by his injury, so they do need someone with a bit of youth, with a bit of energy to be able to bring them forwards. That being said, Fabio Silva definitely is not the answer either because of the way that he is so young, he's a bit frail, he's struggling to try and get to grips with the physicality of the Premier League, which is why he's gone on loan. So when we look at it, the same problems that Nuno experienced when he was at Wolves are still there, and I don't know how bringing him back through the door is going to change all too much. I've seen people try to justify the decision to go back to Nuno in that he is the best Wolves manager and has the best win rate of any Wolves manager currently, and how he's got 95 wins under his belt as the Wolverhampton Wanderers boss. My problem with this is that it has no context to it. It has nothing to go with it, when actually we should be asking different questions around these numbers. The first one I would ask is how many of these wins are actually Premier League wins? Well, I can tell you 43 of those 95 wins are actually in the Premier League. That's a pretty big problem when you are trying to quote certain facts. You want Nuno to be a Premier League manager. You want Wolves to be a Premier League side. You want them to be high up in the Premier League. And I'm not quite sure that 43 wins out of so many matches, 114 Premier League matches as he was at the helm for 3 full seasons, is quite good enough. It's not an amazing win record, and when you look at his final season, only winning 12, drawing 9 and losing 17, only scoring 36 goals and conceding 52, you can understand why the Wolves hierarchy wanted to let Nuno go in favour of someone with a bit more of an attacking philosophy. I think that going back to Nuno would regress Wolves to quite a large extent, and I don't quite think that some fans or some people surrounding the club quite understand how much of a step backwards it would be to replace or to rehire a manager that you wanted to let go because you had ambition. The ambition that Wolves had to really rise through the table is nothing short of good. It's something that clubs need to have. It's something that clubs need to instill within their own hierarchy and their own way of thinking. Clubs need to want to improve and better themselves, and if you find that your manager is not giving you what you desperately need to succeed or to go forwards or to progress, then Tough decisions need to be made, and I don't think going back to Nuno is going to help Wolves go forwards. I definitely don't think it's going to help them in the future. He's clearly a more defensive-orientated coach and does not really know how to strategically manage an offensive line. He doesn't know how to create patterns of play with the type of players that they have, and they definitely have better players nowadays than they did previously. There's no doubt that Nuno picked up Wolves when they were in a bad place. I just don't think that they're in that place anymore. They're still in the Premier League and they have some top quality players. Goncalo Guedes, Pedro Neto, Ruben Neves, João Moutinho, Matheus Nunes. All of these players are creative, they want to go forwards and they want to score goals. And I do think that hiring Nuno, as good as he has been for Wolverhampton Wanderers, will be a hindrance, either in the short term or in the long term. I don't think that it would work, and I definitely don't think that Wolves should be considering him as their future coach. It's nothing against Nuno Espírito Santo, I just think that Wolves as a club owe it to themselves, owe it to their fans, and owe it to the players that they have currently at the club to do a little bit better, to go for a coach that can really train the team in attacking patterns of play, ones that are able to unlock doors, are able to push them forwards and make use of the incredibly high talented and gifted players that they have at their disposal. Ruben Neves is one of them. I think he's really restricted playing for Wolves at the moment, and I don't think him playing at centre-back was the answer under Bruno Lage either. I think that going forwards, Matheus Nunes is one of the most creative and talented midfielders that is in the Premier League at the moment, and currently, like Ruben Neves, he is being restricted. I think that they need to unlock the shackles and allow them to go forwards, but to do that they need a coach with an attacking philosophy, and Nuno just is not that. They owe it to the fans, they owe it to themselves, and if they want to get anywhere near Europe, they're going to need to make an attacking decision, and one that's going to bear fruit going forwards. Unfortunately, like I've said, that is not Nuno. That's it for today, guys. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave it with a like and subscribe if you haven't for more content like this coming very soon. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on Nuno Espírito Santo and whether you think he would be good at Wolverhampton Wanderers again. How do you feel about what I've said about Nuno not necessarily being an offensive coach and the fact that Wolves going forwards with the players that they have need someone to teach them how to attack? How do you think Wolves get out of this scenario, and who do they appoint in the long term? Let me know your thoughts. You can of course let me know your thoughts on Twitter. You can find me at Zekko64. That's generally where I post when my videos go live, but you can always know that if you hit that notification bell so that you never miss an upload. That's it from me for today. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, take care of yourselves and bye-bye.